This video is an introduction to Stansted House and the estate, and not everything that you can see on the estate is on the video, so it is well worth a visit. The first recorded buildings on the site were recorded in 1181 in the ancient forest of Arundel, which was a hunting lodge. But in 1644, during the English Civil War, all the buildings were destroyed. Lord Lumley built the first house on the present site in 1688, and it remained in the family until 1781. The estate was sold to Richard Barwell of the East India Company, and he employed Capability Brown to redesign the park and James Wyatt to redesign the house. During the 19th century, the estate changed hands a number of times. However, in 1900, a massive fire totally destroyed the house. In 1901, rebuilding commenced and it finished in 1903. In 1924, the estate was purchased by Vere Ponsonby, the 9th Earl of Besborough, and it remained in the family until it was gifted in 1983 to the newly formed Stansted Park Foundation, with a remit for its preservation for the benefit of the nation. The 10th Earl lived at Stansted until he died in 1993. This is the main hall, and it is hung with portraits of the Besborough family ancestors. The two paintings to the left of the fire is of the 18th century Spencer sisters, Georgina, who became the Duchess of Devonshire, and Henrietta, who married the 3rd Earl of Besborough. This is the library, and the bronze bust is that of the 10th Earl, and his picture also hangs on the wall. Situated on the southwest corner of the house, the library was the 10th Earl's favourite room. The books are varied and include Shakespeare, poetry, history, as well as sports. The blue drawing room contains a unique collection of works by the Swiss artist Jean-Etienne Leonard, whom the 2nd Earl of Besborough became an early patron when they met on a trip, and they travelled to Turkey together. The framed hand-painted 18th century fan is part of a collection that belonged to Lady Charlotte Schreiber, the mother of the 8th Countess. This room was refurbished during the winter of 2007 and 2008. The beautiful long mahogany dining table would normally be set for a formal meal with several courses using the monogrammed family china and fine silver. The bronze and marble candelabra were made in the late 18th century to house rare fragments of antique Roman relief panels and have recently been restored. The two large decorated screens are made of leather in an oriental style but are probably German, with the high quality mahogany side tables with carved friezes also 18th century and made in Ireland. The staircase is made of limed oak from the estate and dates from the 1901 rebuilding of the house after the fire. There are paintings of exotic birds on the walls which were painted by the 17th century Dutch masters. The butler's sitting room looks exactly how it was in 1903 and reflects the importance of his role in the household. His responsibilities included the safekeeping of the family jewellery, silver, porcelain and cash. He was also responsible for the family's travelling arrangements, including luggage, as well as a travelling picnic cupboard used to carry hot meals out to the shooting parties. This room doubled as an office and sitting room for the housekeeper, who was in charge of all female staff except the cook. She was entrusted with the day-to-day care of the house and its occupants. The chapel was built in the early 1800s. although the west end is 15th century brickwork, and parts of the north wall in flint and stone are even earlier. It was converted to a place of worship by the Reverend Lewis Way, who purchased Stansted Park in 18, with the chapel being consecrated in 1819. Way believed God had told him to reunite the Jewish and Christian faiths, and following an unexpected inheritance, he founded a mission college at Stansted. The unique painted east window of the chapel was commissioned by Way to embody his aspirations and is believed to be the window in a Christian church with Jewish symbolism. In the 1920s, the chapel was restored and the ceiling painted with its gilding and stars. During the Battle of Britain, a German aircraft crashed on the cricket ground, blowing out the chapel windows, and it was again restored after the war. It remains a peaceful and tranquil place to visit. Cricket has been played on the lawns at Stansted Park since the 18th century, and you can go for a long walk around the park as well as enjoy the arboretum, the walled gardens, which were first laid out in the 1820s. There's also a craft centre, a garden centre and tea rooms, as well as other snippets to interest you. If you liked this video, please press the like button and press subscribe to my channel. It costs you nothing to do this, and it really helps my channel. Also look out for my other videos showing places of interest to go to.